Hello everyone, Mercury is going retrograde on September the 28th right up until October the 19th, 2021. But this time Mercury is in his own Mooltrikona sign. So for sure, a 3-week period of doubt, uncertainty and chaos will come into everybody's life, but it will actually be good. Mercury will unravel many difficult problems in your life as much as he seems to take them apart. So an exciting Mercury retrograde period is up and coming. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Let's begin. Let's look at the astrology. First of all, when Mercury turns retrograde, he is in the sign of Libra, just entered there, in the same sign as his good friend Venus, in own sign. It's a very convivial situation now. It looks as though people are trying to find agreement more than disagreement, but actually Mercury has some work to do, some things not completed, and very soon he turns retrograde and enters into the sign of Virgo. But as Mercury enters into Virgo again, which happens on the 2nd of October, a lot of tension is going to be there because in his own office he finds his dire enemy Mars. So what's happening is everybody is going back to revisit some situation which has not been sorted, and they're going to find that it involves a good deal of conflict with other people, especially around the conjunction of Mercury, Mars and the Sun, a combustion situation. I've talked about this on my Mars transit video, everybody. Please check that out to find more details. On this video, we're going to concentrate on Mercury. What happens when Mercury retrogrades in this way is that everything unravels very, very quickly in your life. The best laid plans, expect them to simply fall apart, everybody, particularly connected to education, travel, business, monetary factors. Financial markets go completely unstable for a while. You see, what's happening is Mercury coming close to Mars means that it's not the normal unraveling. It's an agitating situation. A lot of conflict and aggression will also be there. It's not the time to begin anything, particularly things connected to business, finance, education. In fact, anything where you have to sign a document, try to put off signing the dotted line until Mercury goes direct again on the 19th of October. But here's the good news. Mercury retrograde in his own Mooltrikona office will sort things out. Even as though things seem to unravel in front of you and all your best laid plans fall apart, you should know it's happening for a reason. There was some minor detail that you didn't know about. There was some unknown factors and information which you didn't have, which you are about to get. This will be on the 10th of October this year when Buddha Mercury comes in exact combustion with the Sun. It is said in the Shastras that Surya gives a special message to Buddha 3 times a year when this occurs. It's specially encoded for everybody. It's a very mystical and special experience. This time Mars is close by when this combustion happens. It's likely to be something unexpected, something that's going to give you a little bit of agitation, and it could even cause conflicts with others. So watch out for the 10th of October, a little bit before, a little bit after also. Don't forget to listen to your dreams as well. You may get insight from those also. So a very agitating and complex Mercury-Sun combustion is occurring, but the promise is that Mercury will take control of the messy detail and sort out so much in your life from this date onwards. So let's continue to read then from your moon sign and ascendant sign. Aries, Moon and Lagna. Now Mercury is a difficult planet for you because he's no friend to Mars, your Lord, and right now he's coming up in October. Your Lord Mars, I've just described, in the 6th house of your chart. It's going to be contentious. There's going to be issues coming up with your siblings, potentially 3rd house Lord, and in your job situation, co-workers. That will be difficult, will be very stressful. You're going to become agitated, angry and ill at ease in the beginning of October. But don't forget what I've just spoken about. Mercury has a mission here, and he's going to show you flaws in any ongoing litigation which some of you may have. Any issues in your work situation, you will suddenly see things in a whole new light after October the 10th, as I have described. So look out for this new information that will shed a light on so many conflicting areas of your life. Sibling issues, work issues, and most importantly, on health issues. For many of you, health issues come to a bit of a crisis point now. Your own health, maybe siblings' health, or for some of you, even domestic pets, animals ruled by this sixth house. There is ongoing crisis with this, but don't worry. Whoever is having the ill health, yourself, your pets, your siblings, one thing for sure, you're going to get the information you need finally around October the 10th to start to sort out the situation. After October the 19th, it becomes a lot easier. Mars will give you the strength and the ability to deal with these crises. Do not fear. Some of you may be traveling as well because Mercury aspects 12th house of long distance travel in terms of going into foreign lands. But look, it's going to be a very stressful journey if you have to do it, because Mercury here is going to make delays, losses of belongings even, because 12th house equals loss. For Taurus Moon and Taurus Lagna both, Mercury is the lord of your second house and your fifth house. Generally, he's an excellent planet for you and brings good fortune into your life from past life karmas as well. But don't forget, he rules your security and your family, the things that are always utmost in your mind. And when he goes retrograde, you start to feel a bit insecure. Now, the first area to make you feel insecure may be if you have them children. There can be mega issues with your kids at this time. They can be having school problems, health problems, everything. It's all happening together at the same time, and it's a little bit overwhelming, but it will sort out after October the 19th. For sure, and you will get the information you need, of course, around October the 10th in the Mercury Combustion. Don't forget that Mars is your seventh house lord, making it more conflicting for you this time. There will be conflicts with your partner about children as well, many of you. If you are a student in education, watch out for conflicts on your course, conflicts with your co-students, conflicts with anybody who you network with. You see, what's happening for all Taurians, though, is that your network circles are widening at this time. Mercury, Sun, Mars, all aspecting 11th house of your friendship circles. But are these people compatible with you? Don't open up too much to other people at this time. It might actually mean that you take on more than you can handle. Now, because Mercury is your second house lord, as I say, security factor, he rules your financial situation. When he's retrograde, you can make a mistake with this, a really bad investment, etc. Be cautious. Mercury is with Mars, your lord of your seventh house, of course, partnerships, business partnerships, but also he rules the house of loss. So any speculative gain, risky venture now, don't go there. Wait at least until Mercury goes direct again on the 19th of October. The beginning of October is very dangerous for financial risk. For Gemini Moon, Gemini Lagna both, whenever your ruler Mercury goes retrograde, it's a jumpy and stressful time for you. 3 weeks of extra stress. But guess what? This time, it's going to work in your favor. For many of you now, there's a real conflict between your home life and your career. In some way, they're not harmonizing at all, and you are taking the chance now to make a change. But wait a little while longer, because Mercury retrograde is going to throw all of your best laid plans, as I've said, into disarray. There's something you haven't considered. There's some fine notice or fine information at the bottom of a form which you've not read. Something isn't clear to you. Don't sign anything if you can avoid it, as I've just said, until after Mercury goes direct on the 19th of October. If you do, you may have to revisit things. So home moves may be there, but they will be anything but smooth. Take a lot of caution. If you are looking at a new property in any way now, once again, it's not what it seems. Check out the fine print, check out everything thoroughly. Have another investigation done on that property. You will find something is amiss. That this is what Mercury talks about. The fine detail is not showing you the truth. When will you know the truth? Around the 10th of October. For some of you, mother or close family members, actually Mercury represents sister, by the way, may be having issues in their life and maybe health issues as well, because Mercury is near to the sun. So You can look into this, you can support them as well, but you won't have the correct information to help them until after the 10th of October. Another very important point about the transit, Mercury, the Sun and Mars in your 4th house, as I've talked about on my Mars transit video, is making things very tense in your career now. You want to make changes, you want to make readjustments, but when your Lord Mercury is retrograde, you need to be very cautious. Don't be too aggressive talking to the boss, superiors. If you are a boss, be very careful. You could set people off with your actions now. What you've got to do is just wait until you have full information for any career change, and that won't be available until after October the 10th once again. So patience is needed in your career issues also. For Cancer Moon, Cancer Lagna, Mercury going retrograde in your 3rd house sends your mind into a spin. He's your 12th house lord. He makes you worry like anything, and he's your 3rd house lord. He makes you hyper vigilant, hyperactive. You're going to be on all guns blazing, but will you be really getting anywhere? You're going to stress yourself out with so much going on. And where is it all going on? In connection to education for many of you. New courses, higher education, foreign lands, local issues with your siblings, with your neighbors, and all communications with other people. So many things are going on that you just have no time for peace and quiet. But of course, as I've already described to you, because Mars is here with Mercury, and Mars is a good planet for you in the 3rd house, even though you're going to start to have doubts about your direction in life, doubts about foreign issues, foreign travel, education, problems with your father maybe, all of these are causing you distress when Mercury goes backwards. The good news is that Mars will sort all these out at the same time. Once again, it's after Mercury and the Sun conjunct that you get the information you need. So dealing with your father, dealing with foreign lands, dealing with any sort of education course at all is going to cause you confusion, make you think, have you made the right decision? You definitely have. You just need to have a little bit of patience. In fact, when the 3rd house is so strong like this by transit, all communications become very important, that you make yourself clear and that you are very open with other people. Now, that is normally the case, but you are easily upset when there is miscommunication and misunderstandings. These will happen a lot during this transit, especially sometimes with your siblings. But you will get the information you need to help you understand other people with whom you are having difficulties. So it's going to sort out so many difficult stresses in your life. Although it's going to seem to bring out more stress, Mercury retrograde this time is a favorable transit for you. One last point though, if you are traveling, expect real delays, expect real problems. There may be unavoidable travel, but just take precaution. For Leo, Moon and Lagna, Mercury is your 2nd house lord. He controls your finances, but also your gains from the 11th house. Going retrograde, he sends your financial situation into a top tail spin, basically. But the good news is that your Lord, the Sun, and Mars, your Yogacarika planet, are together in this 2nd house. So if you can have patience and just wait carefully until Mercury goes direct, particularly 19th of October, you will sort out some very pressing financial and family matters during this transit. Now, because Mercury, Sun and Mars are opposite to your joint financial sector, 8th house, and also house of sudden surprises and often out of control situations, it's very, very important that you don't make an impulsive financial decision now. As long as you can do that, it's absolutely going to be fine. By the way, Mercury brings gain into your life. So by holding fire on any financial investment now, any business decision or change, it will benefit you in the long run. Wait until after the 19th of October, then you'll definitely make the right decision with the maximum profit to yourself. The second house, of course, also rules speech, and Mercury is the planet of communication. There will be things said which you regret. There will be difficult conversations that bring tempers and all sorts of flare-ups with your family members during this time. Try to remain calm, because these upsets are definitely temporary in your life. Another thing, the second house rules food and everything which we nourish ourselves with. If you started a new health routine, anything like this, it's going to go a little bit awry, can I say, during the next 2 or 3 weeks. Once again, it doesn't mean it's not a good diet for you, but it needs some adjustment to work properly. Virgo, Moon and Lagna, you've been waiting for this time for so long. Mercury, your Lord, retrograde now, twice as powerful, attacking virtually Mars, and Mars not being able to counter such a powerful Mercury with the Sun as well. You will say what you need to say to your partners. There will be difficult conversations with your spouse, with your partner in life, even with your close friends, some of you. Things which have been unsaid will finally be said. There may be stress, there may be confrontation, but things need to come out into the open, and they are very likely to do so during this transit. What you need to know most of all is that Mercury in Mooltrikona sign Virgo will solve many problems in your life, many long-standing health issues. First house, many long-standing relationship issues, issues with your friends, issues with a business partner. They're all going to be confronted now. And even if they seem to be falling apart, you should know they are actually not doing so. If you have health issues, Mercury retrograde will bring them all up again and make you think that you've not solved them, but you have. You just need more information. Any important consultation with a health provider, 7th house rules this, will actually help you now. You see, Mercury so strong here will give you the correct information about health matters, even if you did not have them before. Now, Mercury also rules your 10th house. Whenever he goes retrograde, expect problems with the boss, superiors, problems with your co-workers, misunderstandings at work. Everything is unraveling on the work front. And if you have a job interview, things can be a little bit stressful for you because you don't have the correct information. So take it easy in regard to any major change in your career now. If you can just be patient and wait until the golden date of the 10th of October, when the major combustion between Mercury Sun occurs, all the information you've been looking for about career opportunities, changes in your working life will become available to you, and you will definitely make the right decision. For Libra, Moon and Lagna, it's a stressful 3 weeks when Mercury goes retrograde in his own sign, because he is Lord of your 12th house. But don't forget also, he is the Lord of your 9th house. Many of you are moving into foreign land at this time. Lord of the 9th in the 12th house. But retrograde, there will be delays. Plans will not go smoothly in this retrograde period. Watch carefully for the date when Mercury is combust to the Sun, as I've discussed on this video, the 10th of October. Around that time, it's so important to you because the Sun is your 11th house Lord. It's all to do with what you're hoping for the future, what your aims are, and also people who support you. So you will get some important information, probably from your network circle sometimes, maybe from your father or your father's family, because Mercury is your 9th house Lord, which will open the door to your next move in life. Basically, because it's all happening 12th house, this may be secretive information which you do not divulge for the time being. Many of you will also find that health issues reoccur during this Mercury retrograde period because of the strong aspect to your 6th house of health. But once again, it's going to be a good thing they are coming back. Why is this? Because you will now get correct diagnosis. After 10th of October, the information you need about health issues will become made available to you. Of course, money matters, debts and expenses are a major factor of so many planets in your 12th house. The 6th house rules your debt in life, and all of the planets aspecting here, it's time to cut your losses, maybe cut up some credit cards even, but some major change in your financial expenses and expenditure has to be made. And if you do it after the 19th of October, when you have full information, it will be very favorable for you long term. And listen to your dreams now. Mercury going retrograde so strong in your 12th house will give you incredible dreams with incredible intuitive information that you should listen to carefully during this transit. For Scorpio Moon, Scorpio Lagna, when Mercury goes retrograde, it's always difficult for you because Mercury is no friend to your Lord Mars, and he also rules your 8th house, a difficult to stand house, and your 11th house, both tricky houses. Mercury can often give you false hopes, and when he goes retrograde and becomes so strong in your 11th house, watch your friendship circles. Watch the influence of people who may not have your good well-being at heart, basically have your good at heart, because Mercury retrograde can indicate that you will be led down a false path by some new friends. These will be new people because your network circle is expanding strongly during these next few weeks. There may be a lot of gossip and unnecessary talk in your network circles as well, none of which is helpful to you. So keep your own counsel. Listen, but do not get involved in these many disputes. If you have elder siblings, there could be many disputes with them also. And certainly because Mercury here with Mars, your Lord, is aspecting the 5th house, many concerns with children or starting a family may be occurring at this time. Children are unsettled and really feeling agitated, which is impacting on you and your future plans. Once again, when Mercury goes direct, 19th of October, you will sort this out. So don't take quick action with your children. Don't be too quick to try to sort things out. You do not have all the information. Definitely, if you are in education, avoid making any precipitous moves. You don't have the information of any new course. Wait until after the 19th of October. Mercury retrograde does not help you make good educational decisions, especially as he is the Lord of your 8th house. Finally, for some of you, it's very possible that it's old friends that are causing you some issues, not just new friends. You may have to say goodbye to some long-term friends because of unavoidable disputes during this time. But once again, try to hold fire before you make any quick judgment of anybody. Only after the 10th of October will you fully understand what's actually going on. And if you have a new job interview, it's very important. This is a house of your wages, of your gains. You may seem to have a good opportunity, but look at the small print. After October the 10th, you will see what is really involved in any job opportunity. Sagittarius, Moon and Lagna, Mercury has his work cut out for you during this period. He's a tricky planet for you. Sometimes he can work really well for you, and sometimes he just makes everything fall apart. All of your plans just unravel. And that's what's happening now, particularly in relation to work situation. There might be a lot of misunderstandings with your boss at this time because the Sun is also transiting here and Mars. There may be quarrels, difficulties with superiors. There may be a great deal of misunderstandings. Don't forget, Mercury as your 7th house lord brings you into close confrontation with others. So try to keep your temper. Try to not actually make things worse than what they are. What's happening is you don't have the correct information about what's going on in your workplace. Things may be actually hidden from you. So make any decision about job, career move after the 19th of October. Try to hold your temper and things will be far better for you. You know the direction you want to go. You're very ambitious in this time, but a little bit of patience is necessary. The same applies to relationships with your spouse, partner, or even a close friend now, because Mercury retrograde shows that disagreements crop up, that you don't really understand what your partner wants. They don't understand what you're doing. There's a lack of patience between you, misunderstandings. And of course, it's all to do with the fourth house. The Sun, Mars, and Mercury aspecting home. There are important changes afoot, but there will be great delays, and this brings you into confrontation with your spouse. If you are moving home at this period, some of you may be doing that in connection to new job opportunities probably, then there's going to be delays, difficulties and hassles in connection with that. If you could put it off until the 19th of October, it would be far better. But don't worry, this Mercury in powerful Mooltrikona sign is going to help you. Try to have cooperation with other people, with your family members, and you will feel supported, and many of your ambitions can be realized at this time. For Capricorn Moon, Capricorn Lagna, Mercury is the lord of your ninth house. He's often a very fortunate planet for you, very karmic, and a great friend to your lord Shani. At the same time, he rules though your sixth house. He takes you into confrontations, conflicts, and all sorts of litigations. Now he's in the ninth house. Where are these conflicts taking place? In foreign lands, with gurus, with your father, with anybody who is teaching you and instructing you. In addition to these issues, because there's so much emphasis on your third house with the aspect of the Sun, Mars and Mercury, there's going to be a lot of travel and change in your life, and long distance journeys perhaps, or even short distance journeys may involve confrontations, difficulties, delays and a lot of frustration. So making long distance foreign travel, try to wait until after the 19th of October if at all possible. The emphasis on your ninth house also means that your belief system is undergoing revision at this time. You may be having doubts about philosophy, religion, etc., which just needs some sort of revision, basically. Asking questions will get you the answers you need, but confrontations with your siblings and neighbors also become something which agitates you. It's quite an agitating transit for you, this. Stay calm. It's going to provide you with new information that will make you feel even more confident about your forward direction in life. The same definitely applies if you are a student on any academic study course now. You will have doubts about the course, doubts about your ability to study this course, so many things. Approach your teachers, approach fellow students, and you will find that you are not alone actually, and that you get a lot of support in this. The Sun and Mars make study excellent for you during this period. So don't let sudden doubts and fears stop you from actually making progress. This applies to any sort of study at all, including religious doubts and philosophical misunderstandings. Aquarius, Moon and Lagna. Mercury rules your 8th house. It's a Dustana house. It's tricky, but also the fortunate 5th house. So generally, Mercury is a good planet for you. He's a friend to your Lord Shani, though not to your other co-lord Rahu. So that's the thing. Don't do the Rahu activities during this period, because Mercury is stuck in a very difficult position in the 8th house, together with the Sun, the lord of your 7th partnership house, and indeed Mars. Following the Rahu path means that you have doubts and suspicions about other people, but you're not open about them, or that you are doing things undercover for personal gain. Avoid this. It's not your general thing actually, but temptations might be there. There might be difficult conversations with your spouse, partner, even close friends, definitely business partners, about finances and all joint accounts, etc. There's going to be some surprise information about family issues, wills, legacies coming up, definitely around October the 10th. Around that time, some really hidden information comes to bear that really has you caught on the back foot actually. Try to stay calm and not take any precipitous action when you receive this information. Things are going to work out far better if you just stay calm in the present transit. Any of you investing or making new savings accounts, etc., wait until after the 19th of October because you will put your money in the wrong place. Otherwise, you will make a big mistake because you don't have the information. It's all about a little bit of patience, waiting for things to unravel. It's going to make you feel quite insecure these next 3 weeks because of the emphasis on your house of security and family. And if you are in a business of any sort, or even trying to start up a business, it's going to go awry to begin with. Once again, a little bit of revisiting of all the small print, of all of your documents, of all of your plans will actually help you. Pisces, Moon and Lagna. Mercury is always tricky for you because he rules your 4th house and your 7th house, your domestic situation and your relationships. And he's in a very weak position in your chart. He's in the 7th house during this transit. What's happening is the reins are being taken out of your hands a bit during this transit. So what you have to do is try to find agreement with other people, close friends. Domestic situations are very difficult. Try to find agreement with your neighbors and all people who you live with at this time. Actually, partner may also be having difficulties and some stresses in their life, which are going to impact strongly on yourself. But because Mercury is in his own Mooltrikona sign here and he rules your 4th house, you can make many good changes to your domestic situation. You can declutter, you can clear things out, get great organization done at this time. And you will have to do so because family members may be coming into your life unexpectedly, visiting, etc. Family members are putting stress on you to sort out so much. So there's a lot of emphasis coming from the 7th house to the 1st house, and it will affect your health. Expect that old health issues come up again at this time, but once again, Mercury will help you resolve these when you get correct information after the 10th of October. Some of you during this period may be receiving professional advice because Mercury rules this and the 7th house also. So any professional you are consulting with, this could be financial advisor, it could be medical advisor, doctor, consultant, or it could even be therapy of any sort. You may not like what you hear. You may be confused about it. It may be difficult. But guess what? If you sit with it for a while and if you explore it further, it will probably be good for you and open up the way for much healing in your life. Indeed, with so much going on and such an active period, when you feel there's so many demands made on you, Pisces, make sure that you take enough time for rest, relaxation, meditation, all the things that are always so important to you. They are much needed now. On your screen right now, don't forget to check out the Mars transit in Virgo, which is also impacting your life, along with Mercury retrograde. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now, and God bless everyone.